Alright, so here's an update on this Frankenstein train I've been building. It's a homemade 28882. The shell is made from two 080 shells. The bottom is part of a Berkshire and a 080 shell. All the wheels, the drivetrain came from all 080s. This one's powered. This one's powered. This one spins freely. It's got a little bit of a binding issue I have to figure out. For some reason, I flip-flopped it so it would be the fireman side power of the track, which is negative. And for some reason, the traction tire was on that side. I don't know why. So I cut the traction tire off because it was raising the wheels enough to cause a horrible connection. So now that I did that, it binds up even more because there's no friction. But I'll fix that. So this is the tender. It's got a drivetrain in there and a motor. The rear setup, the rear wheel back there is just kind of Mickey Mouse. I made a bracket that's made out of Lexan and it's spring loaded, so it holds it down to the track. So when you lift it up, it pops back down, and it slides underneath the truck. I got to do a better job at that. Right now, it's just there. The train does work. These wheels are all clean. These aren't. So the front wheels are not clean because there's no motor on there, so I have to take it apart and clean it. There's a horrible connection. I mean, it's see, the front wheels aren't moving. They're binding up. I'll fix that later. It didn't bind up when it had a traction tire on it. It would just push through it. There's really no weight in the train or in the tender right now. It still has these original Riverossi tires on there that are all, I don't know if you can see it, right there, all dried out. They feel like plastic, they're so dried out. So, anyway, I'll show you what I did here. The front needs to be finished. This nose needs to be changed because the headlight's down too low. It should be up in the middle. The body work is horrible. That needs to be fixed. I just shot some paint on it so you wouldn't see all the white. The baking soda and the crazy glue. So there's wires going back there to feed the motor and the negative side of the track. And how I connected these, I'll go over carefully here. Let's see what I did. That's a drawbar. I bent it, see I bent it like a horseshoe, so it would be close. Now there's no electrical connection in there. This is just fitted in. That was a rivet on the drawbar. I put 3 layers of shrink wrap on it. It's just pressure fit. And the stud here was the stud off the tender. It was a rivet. I ground it down and I put a notch on it, kind of like on a bicycle chain on the master link. See how it, I don't know if you can see that. There's a notch right there. So when it's pushing, it cannot pop off. The only way to get it off is to pull it backwards and out. Once it's locked on there, it's kind of a pain in the ass to get off. But Sorry about that. Alright, so you just pop it in there like that, and it locks on. The ones you buy are all screwed together, they don't come apart. Because it's got 28 wheels on it, it's a pain in the ass to put on the track. It hasn't been on a piece of test track other than this. It has not gone anywhere because the front electrical connection is so poor. That truck has to be taken apart and cleaned. Alright, so what I've done is there's a piece, and this slides underneath, and then there'll be 2 screws in the back. This weight was just in there for the time being. It's not enough. So then you got a spring and a screw that pivots, the same at the back. And there's the motor. This pivots. It's actually, I have to take a little bit more off because there's a little bit more play it needs to go one way because the motor is not glued on directly in the center. I screwed up, but I'm not going to unglue it. I'm just going to grind some of the plastic. And the tender, what I did here with the tender is this is actually the back of the locomotive on the bottom. See the little notches cut out? I glued that in so the chassis just locks into it and a screw in the front, just like it did on the 080. Same exact deal. I don't know why this is all of a sudden crooked. It's not sitting flat. So, got the wheel underneath it. So I shaved this down, and I cut a notch for the valve gear, which isn't prototypical. That's the wrong tender, but it's the closest thing that I had, and I didn't feel like building one. I just wanted to make this all out of other parts of Riverossi's, and the only thing that's not Riverossi is the pieces of Lexan that I used and the motors. Everything else is from other trains. It does work. It will work better when I iron out all the kinks. I gotta get the front truck situated because it binds up right there, and I haven't figured out why yet. Because there's no gears in it or anything, it shouldn't be binding up. But it was sloppy to begin with, so these wheels don't even belong in this chassis. I don't know where they came from. I think they came from a tender-driven Riverossi. I'm pretty sure of it. But they're acting like there's a quartering issue, and I checked all the wheels and they're not. I had this better before, so I don't know if I may have bent something. I know this is bent, but that's not causing the problem. Something's off. But anyway, it's a work in progress. That's the update. Thank you for watching. Have a good night.